Oh, sweet.
Now.
I gotta find the link.
Can you top off? Can you grab my? There's a pot of coffee just chilling on the coffee pot. I always give it a few seconds until I have the chat up. That way I can, so.
Sweet.
Banter back and forth for a second.
Would you like a refill?
I would love a refill.
Here you go, kind sir.
How's come it never shows me live?
It does that for me too.
Like I don't feel like I should be. Oh, there, but there it is. There it is, right there on the top of my channel.
Sweet.
Oh, there's Chris first.
How's
Right.
come it never shows me live?
Like all right, chat is popped out.
Sweet.
I can see that.
And you're 6 minutes late. I told you.
All right, we should be good to go. Does it all look good now? Okay, it's a few seconds behind over on the computer over there. Hi everybody, welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews. This is the Saturday show, and I am joined today with Broku72.
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Broku here runs a pretty sweet Dragon Ball Z channel. I'm not gonna lie, I literally binged watched like one whole thing of like what ifs.
Which one?
It was the if what's his face? Beerus woke up before.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Did you
really
understand
good.
that though?
I did.
I guess you watch GT. You probably understand.
I watched GT, but I also I watched the Gods one, the movie.
Battle of the Gods, yeah.
And then I also watched the Revenge of F, which was really good.
No, I like that one. Yeah. I don't know if you I don't know if you noticed, but the first 28 episodes of Super is they just rehash the movies into 28 episodes.
Okay, so I've made it into 2 episodes so far.
Yeah.
And I was kind of noticing it was kind of that trend.
You can essentially skip it because it's like 99% the same as the movies, and it's go to like episode 28, but it's also a little bit different. But yeah.
All right. But hi everybody, by the way, Chris, Xbox Dude, Lewis, Larissa, Arrow Slayer. Arrow's apparently my mod on duty at the moment. Which, that's funny, because our first topic of the night is going to be Twitch, new moderation policy. So Twitch now expects the streamers to moderate their chat. You can use moderators and you can use the auto moderation policy, like the auto flag policy for the chat. But they now expect you to be responsible for any harassment or anything. They said use good faith on your blocking.
What the heck?
Yeah, like that's kind of vague, isn't it?
Like I feel like somebody could easily either get a group of people together or do a bunch of bot accounts and just ruin somebody's Twitch channel, like very easily.
That's kind of how it feels to me. Like, don't get me wrong, like I get that there's tools in place, but you can't get everything.
No.
And it's not even just if they're like harassing you, or it's if they're harassing others in the comments. It's pretty nuts.
It's like it's hard because you can ban them and they can just make another account and come back. So it's like there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, yeah. It's I almost feel like Twitch went overboard on the SJW logic.
I mean, I don't think they're as bad as YouTube with that, but I mean that is a pretty bad.
I don't know, man. YouTube doesn't come at me if someone says some hateful shit on my video.
I mean, I guess they didn't they cancel YouTube Heroes? That would have been probably the worst thing ever.
It should have just been me. Just make me the YouTube hero.
Oh god.
It would have been such a toxic environment.
No, that would have been so bad. It probably would have ruined the whole site. I don't even want to imagine, like, because you could get somebody who just on either side politically, and they could destroy any political channel they wanted to.
Look, I fully agree with you there. I think that's the biggest issue, is that others can't understand someone else's difference of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have my views. I'm okay with you having completely opposite views. But if you want to have the discussion and an argument, I can have a discussion and an argument discussing my views. But the other person tends to always bring it to insult territory.
That's the thing with like this generation. Like it's so weird how you can't even be friends with some people if you disagree with them politically. Like
Yeah.
like old people that I've known for a long time, they block me on Facebook. It's just ridiculous. Like one of my friends from middle school, they blocked me last year because I didn't I was saying something about like the rape, like 1 in 5 people get raped, and that's like not 100% accurate. And she just blocked me. I didn't like that's all I said. It's not 100. I said it's not 100% accurate, and then she just blocks me out of. And like I've been friends with her since like 5th grade.
I think the thing that drives me the most up the wall is like you'll always see the other side posting up these statistics, and it's like, dude, there's always a bad statistic. Like there's always a bad one. And every time you see that specific statistic that you're talking about, it's always this many rapes aren't reported, but they're still included in our rapes that happened. It's like, how do you know if they weren't reported?
Yeah, it's a bad time. It's people should be able to be like friends and be able to talk even if they're completely on the opposite sides. Like I'm a libertarian, my girlfriend's a liberal, and we've been dating for 5 years. So
you and I have the same political leaning.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
My
we voted
big
for the
thing,
same person too.
And this is like the hardest thing that is always to explain to someone. I really don't care about much. Just leave my constitution the hell alone.
Yeah.
So but I do feel like Twitch is going a bit overboard. And I think my biggest issue too is like the fact that they're now watching you on other platforms like Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't use Twitch, but like I know Keemstar always gets banned off Twitch. Like he like was banned for the longest time, got back on, and then somebody reported him because they didn't like his drama alert video, and then he got like banned again. So it's just like
I've watched him once.
Like his drama alert.
Was he the one who did the whole homeless thing and I'm gonna stay on people's couches?
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that was Keemstar.
Who
did that video?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't remember either. Pretty sure it was Keemstar.
He's the guy who got famous for saying the N-word. Have you seen that video?
No, but I guess I need to go back and watch that. Dude, I'm always worried, like, mid-stream, I'm going to just say something, because I don't drop the N-word. Like, racial slurs aren't my problem, but there are things that I say that's, like, terribly offensive to some.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Yeah, Round just mentioned FouseyTube. I heard about him for the first time today. Apparently he's beefing with some other YouTuber.
Yeah, I think it's Adam Sala.
But, like, one's now a rapist, and the other's doing blow and hookers on the regular.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Oh, dude. I was listening to WNCI, which is a local radio station in the morning, and they were talking about it. That's how bad it is.
A local radio picked up a YouTube story?
Yes.
That's so weird.
I mean, supposedly it was, like, bad. All right, before we go too far into that, let's go to the next topic, which kind of coincides with Twitch's craziness. Do you play Rainbow Six at all?
I play a little bit.
All right, so they now have a new auto ban policy.
Really?
It's now going to monitor what you are saying. No, they don't even have to report you. It's just watching for certain triggers. So any racial slurs or homophobic slurs can automatically get you banned.
I mean, it's kind of a good thing, and kind of I mean, if you're saying shit like that to people, and they're a private company with their own game.
So I'm all for it, because normally I'm in a party chat anyways. But this is where my issue lies. Sometimes, just sometimes, when I get really mad, I might call someone a cocksucker. That still fall under homophobic.
Or what if you say, like, bigger, and it reads you said the N-word?
I would assume that that's like, so keep in mind, they said there were different ban periods. So like there was like the 72-hour ban, and then there was a perma ban. And they said these would be reviewed on a case-by-case basis.
And this is just to play the game, Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah.
Like you can, what the?
So like when you're online, it's now listening and trying to get what you're saying. Keep in mind though, it's Ubisoft, so it probably won't work well.
I mean, I think it's a good idea, but if they don't do it well, people that are innocent are just going to get banned, and that could be really bad for the game. I mean, everything's going so well for Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know why they do something so risky right now. I mean, maybe they tested it well, or
I don't know. I don't even know if they actually tested this yet or not. It didn't say anything about it being on their give you what? This? It didn't say anything about it being on their test servers, but it's getting introduced, so I guess it is what it is. But here's the weirder part. If let's say someone's actually gay and they call someone a fag, is that, if they ban them, is that like still acceptable, or is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Or like, I was gonna say, but yeah, I don't. Even if it's innocent, completely fine, I guess you could still get in trouble. But
and like, what if you're black and you're using the N-word while referring to your friend? Like, yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Do I have to now select my race and gender and sexual orientation when I go to play Rainbow Six? Like, we need to know so we can figure out what you're okay to use.
Oh gosh, I could not imagine that.
Can I have my list? Because I'm gonna need it soon. She stole all my notes.
Oh, nice.
My
Do you
phone.
play Siege a lot?
That's like my main game, man.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be getting into it soon. But...
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's like Overwatch meets like Battlefield.
Yeah, I played it a little bit, and my friend, I watch him play all the time, but he has Xbox and I have PS4. So, but I just got an Xbox One, so I'll be like playing that with him in like a month or so when I like actually have the Xbox One with me. So I'm excited for that. But
yeah, I play it on both consoles.
Oh, okay.
I
have it on both, but
yeah, there's certain games that I bought on PlayStation because either I have the Pro or because I want to stream them on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
And PlayStation lets you stream directly to YouTube.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it, in my opinion.
If Xbox did that, I would be so happy.
I don't know why they don't.
Because they own Mixer now.
Oh, they're trying. I was gonna say, like, I know they have Mixer, but they must be trying to get down off the ground, maybe.
So they added a really cool feature to Mixer that makes me want to try Mixer, but I can't split my audience anymore. And now you can allow your audience to take control of your controller.
I did hear that. That's really cool.
Which I think it could be complete and utter chaos, but awesome chaos.
That could make for some really funny moments, though, on stream.
Sort of like when Twitch plays Pokemon. I don't know if you watched any of that.
I don't think I did, no.
So, like, you could type into the chat what you wanted the command to be. So, like, all of a sudden it would just be, like, constantly pulling out, like, the Helix fossil. And it was playing the game. Like, the game was responding to whatever people typed in. And it was just crazy. Like, there was, like, a whole meme about, like, praise Omnimite for a while, or...
Oh.
It was crazy. So, next up, Far Cry 5 is getting an Amazon TV show. Live-action TV show.
Ooh. I'll watch for sure.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think they could have really picked any other Far Cry to really make it as interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about the other Far Cries, but that does sound like a really, really good topic. Is it gonna be like this, like literally like the game, but in TV show form? Like it's gonna be in Montana?
I don't know if it's the story of the game, but it's going to be involving that crazy religious cult.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a good one.
I mean, I like crazy religious cults, so...
Yeah.
I mean, not like personally, like I want to join one. I just like the whole theory to the story. But if you haven't actually played any of the other ones, if you get the season pass, Far Cry 3 is included in that.
Okay.
Like, touched up for the new consoles. Far Cry 3 is arguably the best Far Cry.
Okay. I'm gonna have to do that then.
Voss. You probably remember it for Voss. He was the main bad guy. Well, he's the main bad guy for most of the game. But he's
Yeah, I think I've seen images of him.
the guy with the mohawk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he a good villain?
He's really good. Like,
That's good. That's what's when the game's really good, is when you got a good villain.
so you have like it. He's like completely unhinged insane. Like, he
Okay.
explains the definition of insanity to you while you are buried up to your head in sand.
That's crazy.
And he's like, definition of insanity is constantly doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And he's just literally nuts. But in 4, they picked Pagan Min as their bad guy, and he's good, but he's like the controlled insanity.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people didn't like 4 as much as 3 because you have 2 very different antagonists. But I like them both. Just don't play Primal. Primal's the only one you'll be let down by.
They look good, but I heard it's like one of the worst ones.
Take it from someone who, if you get it for like $20, sure, it's a great $20 game. If you pre-ordered it day of release, the special edition, yeah, you were heartbroken.
Wait, this is the only game? I thought it was like a DLC expansion.
No, it was a full game.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was so ripped off by that one.
Dang.
But as I told you earlier, I already pre-ordered digitally Far Cry 5, the deluxe edition. Because of course I did.
Because that gives you like the DLC then, and then
it's the full
Far
season
Cry
pass.
3. Yeah.
So I'll get Far Cry 3, and I'll get Far Cry 3 a month before anyone else can get it. I don't remember what date they said it was available on. It's sometime in summer.
Doesn't that comes out March 27th?
Correct.
Far Cry 5.
And a week before that is Sea of Thieves.
Oh, that's only Xbox, right?
Yes.
So I'm glad I have an Xbox, so I'll be able to play that.
I pre-ordered both of them. Sea of Thieves I will not be getting digitally, but
yeah,
I wanted Far Cry digitally. I'd prefer to get my discount on Sea of Thieves. That, and they're not giving you anything for like getting like the deluxe edition.
So Sea of Thieves, when does that come out?
The 20th.
Oh, so it's gonna be out pretty soon.
It's literally exactly a week before Far Cry.
Thanks. I won't be able to play that until the 27th because that's when I will have my Xbox, on the 27th.
You don't have an Xbox right now?
No. So my cousin, he had the one, and he bought the X, and he gave me his Xbox One, and I just bought the Pro, so I'm gonna give him my PS4 so we can play together on both systems.
All right.
So I don't have the one yet, but I'm gonna be getting it, his old Xbox One.
So I'll say this: I have the Pro. I have seen the One X. I like my Pro a lot. Like I like my Pro because I have VR, but the One X does make the Pro look bad.
No, it's not really a debate which is a better console between those two. It's the X and the Pro.
And the saddest part is like when I got my Pro, like it's loud as shit.
Mine is super quiet. That's the reason why I bought.
What?
The reason why I got a Pro is because my PS4 I got on day one when it came out, so it sounded like a jet engine whenever I played.
That's what my Pro sounds
I'd stream and everybody could hear it, but I got this. It's super quiet. Like I can record commentaries for my videos and nobody can hear it in the background.
Dude, I have my Pro sitting out in the open. Like it sits right beside my TV, so I know it's not even close to overheating. And then I have it on a stand, so it's standing upright. I mean, there's nothing near it, and it still sounds that loud.
Mine it's covered the back partially, and it's super quiet. God. How long have you had it? Maybe it's because I got the special Star Wars Battlefront 2 PS4 Pro.
I'd say I got my PS4 Pro day, like a few weeks.
Yeah, I just got mine just like 2 weeks ago. So it's like brand new.
Yeah, I got mine like a few weeks after launch.
Okay. Was it like that since day one when you
got
got it?
It took like a month. Yeah, just wait. This thing will literally sound like a turbine, but if you like
Oh,
If
that
I were
sounds
to
terrible.
boot up my Xbox One S, it's super quiet, like it's whisper quiet.
Well, hopefully mine stays. If not, then I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Just get a really good headset. Mine doesn't pick mine up at all.
Oh, yeah, I might do that.
That's why I use
What
mine when I'm
headset is
like
that?
talking.
What
It's
headset?
the Astro A10s.
Okay.
I went with these because it works on VR because it has enough room up here for
Oh,
them, and then it works on PlayStation and Xbox.
okay, that's good. I got like the Turtle Beaches that only work on PS4. I don't even have it with me either, but
Well, so on Xbox too, when you get the Xbox, go into the settings, and there's an option to turn on something called Windows Sonic, and it's free. It's under your
mhm.
sound settings. It makes any headset, stereo headset, a surround sound headset.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
because on PlayStation these are only stereo, but on Xbox they're surround sound. But they work with everything, which makes them even better.
That's good. Yeah, I got like the Turtle Beach. I don't even know what they were, but they only work on PS4, and it picks up my PS4 noise even if I'm far away, like crazy. So they're not good. They're not good for recording, but like just for I guess playing with, they're all right.
I mean, yeah, I never liked Turtle Beaches. They just break too easily.
Mm.
For the money, they shouldn't, like with these.
Oh shit.
And it doesn't affect them at all. Like that was one of
Yeah.
Astro's huge point. And like normally, because you hear like, oh god, he's got a pair of Astros, they're really expensive. These are like a $60 headset.
Oh, okay. That's
So
cheaper than the Turtle Beaches I bought too.
yeah,
Dang, I'll have to
but I
change.
I have another attachment. Like this one's the attachment that lets it plug into everything that has a volume slider here. I have another
Mm.
one that plugs into the Xbox, which is actually the mix amp for it, so I can balance out my sounds like right at the bottom of the controller, mute the mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I mean it ups the volume level. Like the volume goes from like, we'll say, let's say like the sound quality without that is like a 7 or an 8.
Mm.
Once you add that mix amp, it's like a 10.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But favorite headset, I'd recommend it to anyone. If
I'll
you
have
need
to
to
check it
mute
out.
it too, you can just flip that up, and now you shouldn't be able to hear me.
I can hear you.
Really? Maybe that only
Yeah.
works on PlayStation and
I think,
Xbox.
yeah, I think it only does because that's what my headset does too. But whenever I'm using for anything else, it won't mute.
Mm.
That one works on console.
I mean, these work on PC too, which, I mean, they're completely cross-platform. But on to the next one.
Alrighty.
A lot of people are complaining about the YouTube purge, the monetization purge, and a lot of people are worried about it leading to censorship, such as the people who were recently locked out of their accounts. Sargon of Akkad being the big topic of
Mhm.
conversation for everyone. Do you think YouTube's going to start censoring people?
Yeah, I mean they already kind of do. They demonetize. Like I can't remember. I watched a video. I can't remember who made it, but it's like the Young Turks never gets demonetized. They get recommended everywhere, and
uh,
then, like almost anybody who, even people who are on the middle, who should, or like the least controversial, get demonetized, and then a lot of people on the right too. It's crazy.
all right, so we're gonna find out who Nick watches politically on YouTube here. I watch a lot of James Alsop and Bearing, Blair White, um, Louder with Crowder.
That's one of my favorites. He's so funny.
Yeah,
I watch James too, but
James. So I don't know if you ever watched my Unloaded channel, but my buddy who was on it with me, I swear to God, I think he looks just like James Alsop.
oh really? I haven't
Um,
seen that now.
but it. So I'm very libertarian, but my
Hmm.
views because of it are slightly conservative. I'm afraid to share a lot of my views on my channel.
Oh yeah. I never do it on my channel. I only do it on Twitter, and even I don't go like too far.
Oh, I go really
So.
far on Twitter. I already have tomorrow's meme of the day picked out, and boy, is it offensive.
Oh gosh.
So if you don't follow me on Twitter, you really should. Broku does, and he knows what I'm about on there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is probably one of my better ones.
Mm.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
My wife thought it was funny.
Tell them what I said.
She said I can't tell them because then they'll know what it is. There's this one meme I was really trying to find. My buddy said he saw it. If anyone wants to make me this meme for my meme of the day, please do this. But there's one, it's Negan, and he's got the bat. He's got Lucille, and he's pointing at Rick. And then the next screen is Rick looking up, and he goes, "Why the bat, though?" And the next one's Negan smiling with the bat over his shoulder, and it says, "'Cause this is all I could find at Dick's Sporting Goods."
Oh my god. That's funny.
Yeah. What's your view on what can save Capcom? That's what someone asked in the chat. So I'll go ahead and answer first.
Yeah.
Nothing. Unfortunately, unless they keep doing Resident Evil and finding a way to make it still interesting horror-wise, like they did with 7, or bring back Mega Man in Mega Man's full glory, I don't think they can do it. How do you feel?
I have no idea. I'm not very familiar with Capcom.
Resident Evil, Mega Man.
Okay. Are they like down the tubes right now?
They're not. So they used to be one of the biggest developers, well, publishers.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, they have like some of the most iconic franchises. They just don't ever touch them.
Yeah, Resident Evil is huge. Mega Man is extremely popular. I mean,
yeah,
I have those two alone.
I could have just asked it what Capcom makes.
Technology.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't know how to use it, despite me knowing how to fix it. Resident Evil, Mega Man, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Ace Attorney, Breath of Fire, Devil May Cry, Onimusha. Oh, dude, I remember Onimusha. Dead Rising.
It's a lot of good games.
It is a lot of good games, but none of them are like huge AAA. I mean, Monster Hunter took off extremely well.
Yeah, I haven't seen any gameplay, but I just hear everybody talking about it. It's how it's super good.
Saber Prime, one of my like longtime subscribers, just like you. He actually got me to pick it up. I asked him. I was like straight out. I was like, so I've hated all of the other Monster Hunter games because I tried playing them on 3DS and just couldn't get into them. And he was like, I think you'll like it. I absolutely love the franchise. I picked it up, played a bunch of it with him. So it's good. I think they have the franchises to make a comeback. I don't think they will utilize them the way they need to, though.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It is what it is. So we'll move on from the too controversial topic of YouTube there to Bethesda announced their E3 conference. I'm a huge Bethesda fan. It'll be June 10th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
So pretty soon, few months.
Well, that's the thing I love about E3 is it's right before my birthday.
Oh, really?
So like I take 3 days off to cover E3 on my channel. Like I live stream the actual like conferences and everything. I get really tired during that time of the month because of it, though.
Are they gonna like announce like new games they're coming out with?
Have you never watched E3?
No, well, I mean, yeah, I have, but like, you said the Bethesda specifically, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every year they show off.
What's the game that's speculated they're announcing?
There is none. There's no speculation right now.
There's no speculation for a game coming out.
Well, so I mean, everyone's hoping for like Elder Scrolls 6, but okay, let's put it this way. Last year at Bethesda's E3 was the first time I heard a new Wolfenstein was coming out. Like, I had no idea until then. And then I didn't know that Evil Within was coming out, the Evil Within 2, until that E3 conference. So they're very good. Like, they keep their stuff very secret on what they're working on. And they don't tell you a year in advance. They tell you, like, months in advance. Which is what I like. I don't like having to sit there. Like, I don't want to know 2 years in advance what game you're making. I want to know, like, a couple months. Don't sit there and keep me on the edge of my seat like, God, I'm really excited for this.
So, what do you think they're going to announce a game then?
No, they will. They're probably going to announce a couple. But my guess on what they're going to announce probably going to be wrong. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to say, yeah, it'll be a new Elder Scrolls, but I mean, how many people are still buying Skyrim at this point?
It's way too many people are buying it.
I have to.
I still need to buy it and play it for the first time.
You've never played Skyrim?
I played Morrowind a long time ago.
Okay, Morrowind's really good too.
Yeah, I only played it for like 12 hours, but it was really fun. But yeah, I've been waiting for a while because I might be getting the Switch, so I might try and get on the Switch or.
That's right. You told me you were looking into a Switch.
Yeah. So I really want to try it, but
okay,
I'll probably just wait until I get the Switch and then play it on there.
As much as I want to say wait till you get the Switch, don't. You have a PS4 Pro.
All right.
The 4K graphic overhaul of that on the PS4 Pro, worth every penny. You're going to pay $60 to get your copy of it on the Switch. If you go to Best Buy right now, you could pick it up for $20 for your PS4 Pro and play it in 4K.
Shit. Might have to do that then. I gotta beat Kingdom Come Deliverance first, then I'll probably get it.
Oh, I heard that game was so broken.
I hope it's not. I played it for the first 15 minutes and it seemed cool. But if it's broken, I don't really play broken games until they're fixed. So if it's broken, I'll go get Skyrim.
Yeah, you should probably do a quick Google search. They just fixed one of the issues like a few days ago. And keep in mind, it's been out for like a month now.
Yeah, like I don't know why I bought it. I went into GameStop. We're in a small town. That's all they have. They don't even have mom and pop stores in this small ass town. They only have GameStop.
I just buy most of my stuff online these days.
Oh, I know. I just went in to check it out, but I saw like the case of it. I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and I didn't buy it from them, but I bought it digitally on PS4 when I got home. And I didn't open it, but I played it for the first 15 minutes. It seemed good, but I mean, if it's broken, then I'll play Skyrim instead.
What was the meta? I think the meta score was like a 7 or an 8 on Kingdom Come. The meta score on Skyrim is like a 90 something.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
What? Oh. Apparently the headset picks up me fiddling with the clipboard, so I need to stop that. My wife gets very picky when I make annoying noises.
Oh, that's what my girlfriend does too.
Yeah. Women apparently annoy really easily.
I'm totally on board with you on that one.
Oh, yeah, next thing you know, tomorrow it's gonna be on Twitter. BackPocketGameReviews is sexist.
Oh god.
So Amazon is going to stop selling Nest products.
What's Nest products?
So like the smart thermostat.
Oh, okay.
Like
did they say why they're not going to do it?
Yeah, because they're owned by Google.
Oh, that's why.
I don't know if you know this, but Amazon and Google are kind of having a little war right now.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff about that. About
how Amazon won't sell any Google-made product. And Nest actually used to not. They were owned by Google, but they weren't fully owned by Google. They were like, oh, I can't remember the name for that. It's like when you spin off a brand, but it's not technically yours. You just started it up. Well, Google just finally fully acquired them, and they gave Nest a heads up like a year ago that this was going to happen to them. And all of a sudden, yeah, Nest. They said Amazon won't even return their calls.
Jesus.
But Google, because Amazon pulled all of like their tablets and their smart home devices because it's competition to them. They want to sell, their smart home and all their shit. But the funny part is Nest supports Alexa. So I think Google will probably do what they did to the Fire Stick. Because, like, you have Amazon Fire TV.
Yeah.
They actually pulled, because Amazon wasn't using a legit YouTube app, so they pulled the YouTube app that they were using off of there, and they're like, we're not making you a new one.
Oh, gosh.
That's a pretty big slap in the face.
Yeah, that's huge.
I don't know. If I were Amazon, like, don't get me wrong, Amazon's a big company, but Google's a bigger company. That's your downside to like. I mean, yeah, I work retail. As a retailer, do I think my company would get rid of all of the other brands' products to sell our brand's products? No.
Mm-mm.
Now, we don't carry Amazon products in store, and most stores stopped doing that because Amazon's our big competition. So, screw Amazon.
Screw him. I like Amazon, but
So do I. But I only buy like the stuff I can't easily find in a store, because I'll go to a store and be like, here, price match Amazon for me. But like when I need like, because I collect pins that I put on like my backpack, or like if I need a backpack or concealed carry holsters, stuff I know I can get cheaper on there, I'll buy on there.
That's a good idea.
Anything else, I'll just go to a store and price match this. I want it now. So the Switch turned a year old this month.
Oh wow, that's went by fast.
Didn't it though?
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like yesterday I was just streaming, hey, I'm picking up a Switch.
I think I watched that.
Actually, it's funny because one of the guys I'm going to have on one of my podcasts here is, he's actually in the chat right now, Geeks Podcast. He actually was in that stream because me and him met from me working at GameStop.
Oh, really?
He was one of my customers. He just came in one day and I was like, oh, hi. Sold him his first Nexus tablet, which he went promptly back to iDevice, apparently. Are you Android or iPhone?
I'm iPhone.
Oh, Team Android's where it's at. Pretty soon, Amazon won't sell those, though.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or not. By the way, the Switch has surpassed the Wii U's lifetime sales.
Really?
Yeah, by like a lot.
That's crazy.
So Wii U lifetime was like 10 million units, which if we were talking like early 90s, that was really good for a console. Like you sold really well. But like nowadays, that's garbage for a console.
Mm-hmm.
The Wii U sold a little over 10 million lifetime, and that's all countries like combined. The Switch is already at 18 million.
Holy crap! Almost doubled it in a year.
The Switch is selling faster right now than what the PS2 did.
My PS2 was like revolutionary with how
PS2 is the all-time highest selling console of all time.
I love the PS2.
But if it stays at its pace, it will outsell what the PS2 did lifetime by the same time period.
That's crazy.
Isn't it, though? And that's even with them, because remember, at the beginning of the year, no one could get a damn Switch.
Yeah. It took my brother-in-law forever to get one. He was wanting one for so long. And
oh, dude, I got one. Like, I had one subscriber during a live stream. Like, I was just out somewhere, and I was live streaming. I was like, oh, there's a Switch. And he was like, if I send you the money through PayPal, will you pick it up for me? I did it for him.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, he PayPal'd me the money while I was standing right there. I was like, all right, sweet, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get one pretty soon, but
it's really nice. But there are certain games, like, I've played Skyrim. I have Skyrim in VR for my PlayStation. I have it for my PlayStation by itself so I can see it in 4K, and I have it for my Switch. There's certain games that are, like, okay to buy remastered for it, but, like, for that to be your first playthrough of Skyrim right now, it's not the best. It's not the best version. But you'll wind up hooked on Skyrim, so you'll probably wind up buying it for the Switch eventually.
I don't know if I do that to buy it on.
Dude, I don't think you understand. I've bought it on Xbox 360. I've bought it on Xbox One. I've bought it on PS4. I've bought it on VR. And
God.
I only bought it on PS4 because I bought the Pro. And I was like, well, now I got to see it in 4K. I have literally played through this game 5 times.
Jesus.
Each playthrough is over 80 hours.
Damn, that's a lot of hours in one game.
Yes. It's I've wasted too much of my life on that game, unfortunately.
So, like, I think you put as one of the topics is like Smash Bros. Coming to the Switch.
So it's rumored.
If
That's
that
actually
happens,
you beat
I will
me to
buy
one
a
of my
Switch on the
topics.
spot if that happens.
You literally beat me to one of the topics.
Because like Smash Bros, like I didn't play it was Brawl after Melee, right?
Yeah.
And then I basically, except for I had Brawl, I rented it from like Blockbuster for like 3 weeks or something like that.
Brawl wasn't bad.
No, I liked it a lot, but Melee, like I probably like I never even owned the console, but I probably have like at least 20 days playtime on it just because my best friend had the game. That game was amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So the new Smash Brothers, because I have a Wii U. Of course I do. I'm Nintendo. I literally was born in '87. My first console was a Nintendo console. Obviously, I will buy any piece of garbage Nintendo makes. I had a Virtual Boy at one point too. When it came out. Do you remember the Virtual Boy?
No.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the Virtual Boy?
I've heard of it. I don't remember exactly what it is.
It is the worst selling console of all time.
Oh God.
Nintendo discontinued it after a year.
Jesus. Why is it so bad?
So it's this giant red box, and you remember the tripod from Scary Movie 4 or 5 or whichever one?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's got like a stand, like it looks kind of like my mic here. Like it's got a stand and then like this red thing, and you view into it like it's a viewfinder, and this is like your first virtual reality console.
Oh, you're like, oh, that's crazy.
And the controller's built onto it. It should have never had the boy name. It wasn't portable.
Yeah, that's...
But they used red LEDs. So you'd look into it and it was black with red everything.
Huh.
And if you used it for probably over 2 hours, you got really bad migraines. And they only made like 8 games for it.
Wow, that's why they probably stopped it after 8 games.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. But I had one, and I regret it. But good old Nintendo. Have you played Mario Kart 8?
I think I played it a little bit.
It's on the Wii U. So it was available on the Wii U and it was available on the Switch.
No, yeah, if it's the Wii, yeah, I played that one, yeah.
So that's on the Switch. And
Okay.
it's an awesome version of Mario Kart. You can set up tournaments and play online, but you can't, the voice chat doesn't work well yet.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, you have to use your cell phone. Like,
What?
I've not even, have you not seen this?
No.
To voice chat on the Switch, you have to use your cell phone.
What the frick, dude? That's
Like,
so weird.
You have to pull the app up on your cell phone, and then you have to use this like headphone splitter cable for it to go into the Wii U and for it to go into your phone to your headset.
That's a wonky setup for a chat.
Supposedly it'll be fixed when their online actually comes out, because right now the online's free.
Oh.
Supposedly that will be fixed by then. I mean, I still think that was a shitty workaround, but it is what it is.
That is really weird. I do not have any idea about that.
I mean, I guess it is what it is, though. At least they gave voice chat to it. I mean, I never used voice chat on the Wii or the Wii U, so.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But the Wii U didn't use your cell phone to do it, so. Next up on the topic list, how do you feel about Trump going after video game violence?
That's a big no for me.
So, and a lot of people really didn't think he was going to go after this, because you know how he's having that, I'm having a meeting with heads of the video game industry, and then, I don't know if you followed this as much as I have, but literally, the video game board, like there is a board of people that help oversee video games. They literally just messaged it, like they publicly were like, we haven't heard about this meeting. And then the White House publicly responded, invitations haven't gone out yet. And they're like, you said it was next week. What do you mean invitations haven't gone out?
Oh my God.
But in 2012, Trump also stated that violent video games were ruining the young kids today.
That's like the 90s, 2000s where like rock music or it was like what Marilyn Manson music and
Oh God.
all that weird shit. Where it's like, oh, you're gonna commit a school shooter if you listen to this. Well, isn't it because like the Columbine shooters listen to that music?
Yeah.
And that's why they're like, oh, these two people out of the millions of people that listen to it, they went and killed people, so that means everybody does that, or a high percentage of people does that.
Pretty much. I mean, it's really sad to see that because I think a lot of things get a bad rap, but there were actually studies done that showed that the school shooters, like the people that are committing these mass murders, play less violent video games than the overall population.
Really?
Yes. I mean, if you're already violent, you're going to resort to violence in real life.
Yeah, it's funny how Trump is like looking into this, but the United States Army funds their own first-person shooter that's free on every platform.
Yeah,
America's Army Proving Ground, a first-person shooter. You go around killing people, government funded, and
it's supposed to be super realistic too.
It's not. It's so unrealistic.
I've never played Arma.
It's it's weird how because like he could probably he probably has the power to stop that or at least try and stop it, but he probably doesn't even know that game exists. Even though the United States Army,
I doubt he's ever heard
literally
of it.
funding it.
I mean, Arma's popular. Like, it's not like a non-popular game.
Isn't Arma a different game?
No, Arma, I was pretty sure was the actual Army game.
I'll double check that. I think Arma is a different game.
I'm pretty sure it's Arma. I'm literally pulling up the DM we had earlier. I don't know.
No, it's called America's Army Proving Ground.
Why did I think it was Arma?
I guess it sounds a bit like it, but I have it on PS4. Actually, I deleted it because it's such a bad game. Don't like.
It's that bad.
It's so bad, but literally in the loading screens it has advertisements to join the military.
Oh,
it's like,
man.
And like they bring it to schools and have kids play it.
Kids are getting suspended for biting a Pop-Tart into a gun, and literally the U.S. Army's bringing this to schools going here?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, because I looked it up and it said it got controversy because and I don't know if they did it back when you were in high school, but now they always have it. So the National Guard comes in, they have like bouncy houses and stuff, and they bring in like rock climbing walls, and now they're bringing in this game and people are playing it, and it's supposed to simulate the military, like being in the military.
Nothing in this world says National Guard like a bouncy house. Like that's the first association I have in my mind. Like when
it's not a bouncy house, but it's like the bouncy house obstacle course slides.
Oh, it would have been so much better as a bouncy house.
But it's kind of funny. But...
Encourage them to drop kick others. By the way, someone in the comments said his name is Zoku-san. Said, "What's up, Broku?"
What up?
I saw that and I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. Mostly because it was I have a lot of people on my channel that have Dragon Ball thumbnails.
A lot of people have Dragon Ball, like logos or whatever. It's surprising.
Well, and see, that's weird too, because like back when I was younger, like if you like Dragon Ball, you were the nerd.
That kind of changed back when I was in high school. Like everybody watched it.
Yeah. I'm seeing that my generation's just is what it is. We used to play a game at recess called Smear the Queer.
We played that too.
All right. So my generation just sucked. We weren't triggered, all right? My generation was never triggered.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that word till I was an adult. It's like
the whole Trump thing with the video games. I think there's been like a bunch of studies, and the only study that it didn't even prove, but it showed evidence that it increased violence when people played it. But it was like a 0.2% difference.
Yeah. Which is
such a small. That doesn't mean they go from like 0.2% went from non-violent to a serial killer. They went from like showing they were slightly more violent before, and it's like that's such a bad number. There's like that probably is just an error. There's probably like no increase in violence.
So I did my research on that too, and actually everyone who was in that study said 0.2 is nothing. Like they're like that is a throwaway statistic. That is no increase in violence.
Yeah.
And they were testing it like by like the kids putting like hot sauce in something. Like, do you choose to put hot sauce in this person's thing that just likes hot sauce afterwards? I mean, that's a lot different than like, would you kill this person?
Yeah.
But there was only one person I could find that found that, because I Google searched the shit out of that before I did the video for the video game violence. Yeah, I do a lot of research for some of my videos, and there was only one lady I could find who supported that, and she was a disbarred, like does not have the right to practice psychology anymore, and extreme like modern third wave feminist. Like she looked angry. She had a faux hawk.
Oh shit.
You know when a woman has a faux hawk, like that's like the she's gonna ask to see her manager kind of shit.
I worked at a grocery store, and that's exactly the truth.
Any woman with a short haircut is always, let me speak to your manager.
Oh, that's true.
Let me go get him. It's really fun for me because I get to look him in the eyes and be like, I am the manager.
Oh gosh.
Boy, are you gonna be disappointed. But did you see Trump's? Okay, here we go down the rabbit hole. Trump also made a gun grabber remark. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to follow due process.
Yeah. Oh god, it was bad. So for those of you who don't know, apparently Pence said we need to have a way to report people that may be imbalanced. Which, to a degree, I agree with. However, for those of you who've been on my channel for a while, you know that I was anonymously reported to CPS on a false claim, and they came out, and nothing happens to the person making this false claim, because it's anonymous. So that's great if we can report, like, oh, this dude's mentally unbalanced. I watched him outside arguing with himself. Like, yeah, sure. But Trump, when he was talking to Pence, because Pence was pitching this, he goes, you know, that way we can investigate it, have due process, and then confiscate the weapons if they need to be confiscated. Trump literally cut him off and goes, due process takes too long. We confiscate the weapons first. I was like, squeeze me?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Actually, I think my state... They actually passed, I can't remember if they passed it or they voted on it and it failed, but it was like this measure where if somebody close to you in your life, if you're like a family member or a close friend, went to the authorities and said they thought you were insane, if you lost your due process rights, like they just come and take your gun.
What state are you in?
I was in Oregon at the time.
Oh.
Which is weird because Oregon's actually a really pro-gun rights state.
I mean, I couldn't tell you anything about Oregon.
Oregon's pretty cool.
Is it really?
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
So you like the red states?
What do you mean?
Well, Oregon's a pretty red state.
No, it's blue.
Is it really?
It has been a red state since Reagan.
Ohio's a swing state.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of gun owners actually here, which is the shocker.
Yeah, same with Oregon. Oregon it's one of the most freest states for guns, and it's got a lot of gun owners. Even though it's like 56% liberal or something like that.
I actually originally intended on taking my wife to shoot the AR before the stream, but my mother was late, so I didn't get to do that. I literally have all my stuff packed upstairs for like the shooting range. I emptied all my clips. Like I have my CCW weapon on me right here, and I don't even have the extended mag in my pistol right now because I don't like. I have a shield, and the non-extended mag my pinky barely fits on.
Oh, okay.
So it's like not big enough. By the way, when I say extended mag, for those of you who are like freaking out, like, oh my god, he has an extended mag. The extended mag for this takes it from 7 to 8 rounds. It just adds a pinky grip. I like the pinky grip.
I have a 50-round dual mag for my rifle.
What?
I only have a 22 right now, but I'm gonna get one for when I get an AR-15. But
See, I have a 5.56 AR-15, and I'm
That's what I'm gonna get.
gonna be doing a video on my Unloaded channel where we're gonna debunk some of the AR myths and some of the myths you hear about guns right now. I thought about doing this on the main channel, but I was like, I don't need the subscriber purge that this will cause.
No, yeah, people are gonna subscribe, and me might get blacklisted too by YouTube.
I can withstand that on BPGR Unloaded. That's fine. It's not even monetized as is.
Oh, okay.
So, but when I had to get my buddy to bring me a 22 LR because everyone's like, "Oh, 5.56, it's such a scary round." It's like, it's the same diameter as 22, right?
It's small. Like I saw an article, people were comparing the 22 to the 5.56, and the main reason why it looks so bigger is because the cartridge is so much bigger that holds the gunpowder.
Yep.
The actual bullet that shoots out, they're like super close in size.
Yep. So I have a buddy who's like super anti-gun all of a sudden. Keep in mind, this kid was saying he wanted to get a CCW and all this stuff, but now he's like super anti-rifle. And he's like, the 5.56 is a high velocity round. And I was like, all right. So can you tell me what a high velocity round is? Because I would take getting shot with a 5.56 before I would a 50 cal, a 45 cal.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of, and high velocities by comparison, because like you have the 22, but then you have the 22 LR, which is a high velocity 22. But it is what it is.
Compare the 5.56 to the 7.62, and
but I mean, there's
7.62 is.
He was arguing. He's like, the AR is by definition an assault rifle. I was like, nope, wrong again. I literally copy and pasted the definition of assault rifle. By the way, for those of you who are wondering what an assault rifle by definition is, it means it has selectable fire. So you can have single shot, burst fire, or fully auto. It can have any combination of those, but it's not just single shot.
Yeah.
Or semi-auto. I know the news likes to tell you semi-auto is a scary word. That means it shoots
fully semi-automatic.
Oh, God, that video is so cringeworthy. Did you see the NBC one where the dude's shooting a shotgun and they're talking about AR-15s?
You probably saw the one too, where I think it was CNN where they had the AR-15 with the chainsaw bayonet on it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's like years of work come to life for me.
It's so bad how they report it. And like when they were saying that you should ban the AR-15 because when cops go into a school, they have a pistol that shoots like 800 feet per second, a rifle at 2,700 feet per second. But if you shoot first, it's going to hit them. They're not going to be able to turn around and shoot, and it's going to hit them before the pistol round shoots them. They're so close that it's literally the blink of an eye. But they like, oh, the rifle shoots at 2,000 feet per second. They can't do anything against that.
Literally, you can't do anything against either one unless you're like superhuman.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if you don't know anything, you look at it like, oh wow, that's way faster. But then,
yeah, if I showed him in like slow-mo, the rifle is like super fast compared to a pistol. But both are like completely out of like your reflex range.
Yeah.
Or mine, or any human being's reflex range.
It's. Yeah.
But it's crazy.
One of the most annoying things for me when people want to ban AR-15s is that if you find all rifle deaths, including AR-15s, but also like hunting rifles, more people die from knives per year than all of those. And handguns are like 80 to 95% of all gun deaths when they want to ban handguns.
Dude,
so it's just like, it's very illogical.
More people die every year from distracted drivers than die from gun deaths. And here, we're not going, oh, let's take away your driving rights after we catch you texting and driving. That's how my car accident happened. The dude was sending a text off.
Yeah. It's way more, it's like over 30,000 people die from cars per year. And then if you take out suicides from the guns, it's 10,000. So 10,000 to 30,000.
Suicide shouldn't count.
No,
Gun's just the easiest way to off yourself. That's why they choose to do it. There is less, oops, I messed up, involved. Hanging yourself's a pretty complicated knot.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, Like I'm not attacking the kids that survived that shooting,
No, and by all
but they are
means, they should be
so
voicing their opinion. I'm not
they're
against that.
so illogical with all of their statements. The NRA is at fault. They don't sell guns, and it's just so bad.
But let's
Like
be honest here, though. When you were that age, did you not think the government was trying to do the best thing for you?
no, I've
Maybe that was
I,
just me.
I have never really liked the government that much. Once I hit high school, I really stopped.
Well, see, like, I remember back in, like, when I was younger, I was like, oh, man, the government really wants what's best for everyone. And then you find out that all politicians are just making serious buku bank. And then you find, like, it's, like, I'm a member of the NRA only because they insure my weapons. It's not because I absolutely hate lobbyist groups. Like, I think that's complete and utter bullshit. And I'm not even against people being anti-gun. I think people should be allowed to be anti-gun, but understand what you're talking about. Like, don't just believe what you heard on the TV. Learn why you dislike it.
Yeah.
I mean, my son's not, my 7-year-old son isn't the one over here making driving laws because he's never driven before. So that wouldn't make sense. So why would we have people who have never shot making shooting laws, or people who don't play games making laws against games? That makes no sense.
Yeah. It's pretty bad because people watch the news and they see the stats about the rifles and they believe everything.
Peeking back and forth on them. Watch Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder gun debates. We were actually, Nicholas Benet, we were talking about Steven Crowder earlier. I might be joining the Mug Club this year.
I almost did. I think I might, but I like both Ben Shapiro and Crowder.
You get a discount if you're in college.
Yeah, I'm about to bounce on that. Get on that.
He sends you an actual mug. One of my buddy's a member of it. He's like, dude, you get these like full podcasts. Like he said, they're like a couple hours long. Sort of like mine.
And then you get Not Gay Jared's podcast too.
I love that his name is Not Gay Jared.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Oh man, it's so weird to see like all those debates though, and like all these people have like their opinion about stuff they know nothing about. I don't go up to my wife who runs a beauty channel going, oh, you shouldn't buy this eyeliner because they're not good for your eyes.
No, it's so, and like, so I was in political science class last year at my college.
Oh God.
And surprisingly, my teacher, despite being a communist, was super, super unbiased in her teaching, was really nice, was like...
How'd you know she was a communist?
Oh, she was like, she said the whole year, or the whole term, she said, I'll tell you guys at the end of the term, I'm not going to tell you guys till the end. But, so, I was talking in class because the Second Amendment got brought up, and then I was talking about how, literally that term, I was writing an essay, and then heard something outside, and somebody was trying to break into my car. So I grabbed my 22 with my 50-round dual mag, ran out there, and the dude just busted off and never came back.
I wouldn't be afraid of a 22, but if you had 50 rounds in that 22...
Yeah. The thing is at night, since it's black, it looks like if you just glanced at it, you wouldn't think anything of it. But, and they're like, that was really bad of you to have a gun for somebody who was just breaking into your car. I'm like, well, am I supposed to confront him with nothing? Like, what if he had a weapon? Like, I'm supposed to let him take my car? Or like, well, you could have done it another way. You could have called the police. I'm like, police would have been here in 5 minutes. You could have broken into my car, stole everything out of it, and been gone.
5 minutes? Damn, your cops are fast.
I'm saying 5 minutes minimum, but...
Dude, so my wife got mugged like
a
few years back. And keep in mind, this is like a really nice area. She went to Walmart. It's probably like midnight. This is back when I used to wait tables. So I had just gotten home off of working a double. I didn't want to run to the she wanted to get hair dye, and it's it's a nice side of town, so I was like, okay, it's fine to go.
1 in the morning.
And this dude literally, like, Walmart has it on video, he watched her walk out in the parking lot, then yells, give me my wallet back. After walking around the car, she's starting to unlock the car, yells, give me my wallet back, so it looks like she stole his wallet. They start wrestling because she tries to take her purse, which she had like our kids' social securities in there. She just went to the doctors for her kids or for her son because we didn't have her daughter yet. I don't think. Did we? I don't remember. And people literally watched her without getting involved. Like, people watched her get taken. She took the dude to the ground. The dude started just wailing in the back of her head. And he eventually ran off. The cops didn't even get there until probably like a good 30, 20 minutes after the mugging.
Jeez.
And dude, it's some really messed up shit. That's actually a part of why, because my wife used to be very anti-gun. And that was, there was a lot of stuff that played into that. Then she got a stalker. She had a stalker.
Oh,
that was
shit.
a fun one. And, well, the issue with that was we tried to get a restraining order, but in the state of Ohio, you can't get one until they actually act on anything they said.
Huh.
Yeah. Isn't that some messed up shit? And the dude actually, I just posted on Twitter not too long ago, but the dude got arrested for
Oh yeah, I saw that tweet. Yeah.
For domestic violence, and then he bit the cop's finger while they were trying to arrest him.
Jeez.
It was bad enough that the biting of the cop's finger was in the police report.
So he probably drew some blood from that finger then or maybe he bit the whole thing off, but
I mean, for them to mention a police report, it wasn't like a nibble.
Yeah.
And the funny part to that, though, was this dude thought he was like some big bad hacker. And then I found out that the FBI had been investigating him. Because I did a whole bunch of background research.
Okay.
I mean, fuck, I worked for Verizon. I know the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at using it, just not good at using sites. So I found out that the FBI had investigated him, and he ratted on a bunch of people to get out of it.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I knew enough about the dude to be like, I want to get a restraining order. And they turned it down. And then we had the EC incident where he leaked my home address. So, yeah.
Damn, that's pretty messed up.
That's how I bought guns last year.
Isn't that illegal to reveal somebody's home address?
So
like it's doxing, right?
Here's the question. Have you ever tried to get the police involved with an internet crime? Have you ever asked them?
No.
Most of them have no idea what the laws are. Most of the laws are just loosely enforced. The internet is the wild, wild west.
Well, a lot of cops don't even know what swatting is yet.
Yeah, I called my local police department. They know I am a YouTuber and a streamer. So if I ever, they should send one cop, not a force.
Or just be extremely freaking careful.
Just answer the door with my hands up, like, it's all good. It's crazy.
The Call of Duty incident where that random guy gets shot, and the dude who did it, had like almost no remorse. Yeah. Like he went on Keemstar on Drama Alert and talked about it, and he said it wasn't like fully his fault.
Well, his name is Swatistic.
I know.
Which is offensive to me. I mean, my son is autistic, and my son knows better than to do that.
Yeah.
But
that dude's just like crazy. Like, I wonder why the cops shot him. He must have done something. I don't know.
Supposedly, from what I hear, when he answered the door, his hand was in his waistband.
Oh, dang. Well, I guess it's kind of hard to look at from the cops' point of view and think that that's not justified, because the cops all thought that the dude had just killed his dad and was about to burn his house down with his family inside of it.
Right. I mean, if I'm carrying, there's a really good chance that it's in my waistband.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that's more on the swatter's fault than, because some people try to blame that on the cops. But
I saw that. It's like, dude, if I'm a cop, my end goal is to come home to my family every night, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying, like, every cop shooting is justified.
Mm-hmm.
But if your hand's in your waistband, and I think you just killed your family and you're about to set the house on fire, yeah, I'm probably going to shoot you at that point.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And that guy, he's going to be in prison, but I don't think he's going to be in prison for life or anything.
No, I think he's getting like 10 years.
Yeah, that's not a lot. I mean,
For
he
getting
didn't
someone killed?
he didn't
No.
technically do the murder, but he is literally at fault for getting somebody killed.
All right, let's put it this way. He didn't do the murder.
Mm.
It's we're gonna use an analogy here. Guns don't kill people, and in this instant, it was the cop who was the gun, and he was the person pulling the trigger.
That's true.
That is literally the best analogy I have. He wasn't the gun; he was the shooter.
Yeah, I can. That's what, like, I can never imagine. Like, as the dog here is like aggressive to people he doesn't know. So if somebody swatted me, he just my dog would be dead just immediately.
Oh, my dog wouldn't. My dog just barks.
Well,
It's a beagle though.
well, I mean, I've seen videos of people getting raided by a SWAT, and the dog will just approach the door that the cops breaking in and not even bark, and they'll shoot the dog. Just it's a safety issue to trip over a dog with a dog randomly attacking you.
I mean, my dog's tiny.
Oh,
I would be.
okay. If the small dog, this dog is a tank.
I mean,
Is it,
my dog's like this big and probably like this tall. Yeah, she'd probably run right out of the house and wouldn't even come back. She'd be like, peace!
oh no, yeah, swatting is scary.
Yeah, I normally open carry too. That's my like biggest concern.
Oh shit.
And it's right on my hip. So, I mean, you get that one cop who when I open the door, gets a little panicky. I'm probably going to take a bullet, if not be dead.
Do you have open carry in your state then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's weird. And it's so weird because in Oregon, the most populated county, you can't open carry unless if you have a concealed carry permit.
What?
Yeah, it's super weird.
So in my state, you can open carry no matter who you are.
Mm-hmm.
My state also says women can walk around topless.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have a license to conceal carry, and you have to take a 8-hour test. Well, 4 hours of a class, 4 hours at the shooting range.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a full day test. Like, I was there all day to get it, and I have both. I conceal carry when I'm out in public. If you open carry, chances are someone's gonna freak out and say, "Oh my God, that dude has a gun!"
Because there's like this video that was on YouTube, and it was a guy that was open carrying in my town, and the cops didn't know. They thought because it says no open carry allowed, but like in further down the law it says you can open carry if you have concealed carry. So this guy was open carrying, like everything on his back, walking through like the main area of town. He even walked by my house in the video, and the cops were like, "Gonna arrest me." He's like, "No, you can't arrest me. I have my concealed carry. You can't do that. If I have a concealed carry, I can open carry." And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And then like the senior officer had to come in, but yeah, this guy's good. He's got his concealed carry, so we can't do anything.
So I don't know if I'm a huge fan of Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and keep in mind they have very different political views than me. Like me and them do not agree on that, but I still find their humor hilarious. And I don't know if you've seen Chris Rock's new Netflix special.
No, I have not yet.
Oh God, you have to. There's a part in it where he's talking and he's like, "I hate when gun advocates are sitting there talking to me and they go, he could do just as much damage with the knife," and he's like, "All right, look, if you have 20 people in a row, your first two that get stabbed, that's excusable. If it makes it past like number 5, you have a bigger problem because." He did this like whole part where like number 2's looking over like, "Oh, what happened here?" And then he gets stabbed. And he's like, "But if you get to like number 5, you've got a bigger problem."
There was a huge stabbing in my town. It was like a political extremist. He stabbed. He went to attack a girl because she was Muslim on a bus in Portland, Oregon.
What?
And people stepped in to save her, and he killed 2 people, and the other 2 people barely survived. It was made national. It was big news. This dude was like, he was alt-right, but also a Bernie Sanders supporter, so it was really, really weird how...
I actually stopped. So I'm not, in no way am I for racism to any extent. I actually stopped shopping at one gun store. Well, I never bought any anything there, went in there, and I almost bought something, but they have a very anti-Muslim sign up.
Oh shit.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
No, funny enough, you know, like the you probably heard it, the bakers that didn't sell to a gay couple. They made, like, that's
Yeah.
in my town.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I support that they could do that, but I would not support their business by going and buying from them. Like, theoretically, their business would die in a free market because if people find out, oh, you're
Yeah,
not
but you
gonna
say
sell to
that.
gay
Look
people.
at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A publicly spoke out against, the whole LGBT as a whole, and didn't affect their business at all.
Speaking now, isn't that a bit different than just denying customers for being gay?
So I think the hardest part, though, and it's not that they denied them for being gay. They denied them because they weren't for gay marriage. They stated if it wouldn't have
That's
been a
true.
wedding cake, they still would have made it. Like they weren't denying them for that.
It was because they were Christians that didn't want to bake cake for a gay wedding.
So, and I think that's the hardest part is, like, by all means, I feel they should have the right to when I worked at GameStop and even the retailer I work now, our policy even states we have the right to deny you for any reason. Now, I'm sure if I did it because of that reason at either of my jobs, I would lose my job.
Yeah, that breaks the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't care if you want to get... I'm not gay, but if you want to get gay married, go ahead, as long as it's not to me.
I don't give a shit.
Right? Like, it doesn't impact me at all. But that's the funny part, too, is, like, when we're talking about, like, people being overly sensitive, like, most of my friends that I've ever met that are gay throw around the word fag quicker than any straight man I've ever met. And they use it as an insult.
Really?
How often do you hear that, though, in the actual sense of someone being gay these days?
Never. It just...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
You're a girly man. That's
an
literally...
MP.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're just not manly enough. That's essentially what it is now.
Even if nowadays people use it just if anybody does you wrong, you call them that. It's just like an empty insult that can have multiple meanings now.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair. I mean, South Park did their one episode with it, too.
I love South Park. I need to start watching that again.
Oh, dude, I've seen every episode. I have a sick addiction. The games are really good, by the way.
I need to try the Fractured Butthole.
Oh, it's better than the Stick of Truth. And I never thought I'd say
try
that. Next up on my topic list, since we got segued way off, Turok and Turok 2 are now available on the Xbox One.
That's the dinosaur hunting game, right?
Yes, Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
I never played. I've almost bought it a few times, I think.
So you probably almost played Turok for the Xbox 360, which is terrible.
Is it?
Yes.
I think it did get that terrible reviews when I was looking at it online. But...
Turok and Turok 2 originally released for the N64.
Oh.
The graphics are apparently touched up. I don't know. I haven't checked them out yet, but they were really fond games from my childhood. I mean, you get
64 was just perfect.
I would agree with you, but it was also not a very good seller for Nintendo.
The 64 wasn't?
Yeah, hang on. Well, let's see.
Damn, I'm not like... I think it's the first console I ever played.
How many lifetime units did the N64 sell? I'm sure this is going to be really disappointing because it's not even like in their top 2 consoles, I don't think.
You think they'll do a 64 classic?
I hope to God they make an N64 classic.
That is going to sound like hotcakes.
Well, I think the N64... Yeah, the N64 only sold worldwide 32.93 million. That's not a lot. PlayStation 4 has already doubled that. But PlayStation 1 outsold the N64.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have told you the N64 was better.
I think I'm a PlayStation fan, and I think the 64 is better than the PlayStation 1.
I mean, I lean towards Xbox. I like both. I like all the consoles.
Yeah,
I
me
just,
too.
I'm a huge Gears of War and Halo fan, and I like the Xbox controller better. But I've adjusted to the PlayStation controller, finally.
Yeah.
That took a while. Did you play Battlefield at all?
One wasn't great for me. It was okay for a couple months, but I love 4.
I'm terrible at 1. Like, I'm really bad. The only thing I can do successfully is snipe. Actually,
Yeah.
one of my Patreon supporters, because I do play dates, so I'll play like with certain people in certain tiers. He always wants to play it every month, and I get to the point like towards like the end of the night where I'm just running around with a pistol because like I'm useless, so I'm just gonna have fun with it. I actually wound up with like 40 pistol kills in a game once.
Oh wow.
I on and off have good or bad matches, but Battlefield this year is going to be World War II themed.
Yeah, I tweeted about this the other day. I thought it was funny because when Call of Duty announced they're going to World War II, all the Battlefield fanboys were like, "You guys are copying Battlefield," even though it's World War II and not World War I. And by the time Battlefield 1 was announced, World War II was already halfway done.
To be fair, though, Battlefield has never actually done a World War II game.
I thought they did 1942.
That's actually not about the World War II battle.
Did it? What is it?
I'm pretty sure 1942 was about a different. Hang on, let's to the Google box.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit a Google, not Google, Google too.
Battlefield 1942. Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't about World War II.
Yeah, it's World War II.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was wasn't that like the first Battlefield, if I'm not mistaken?
I'm not sure.
So
I was really hoping for a bad company.
That released in 2002.
1942 did? Yeah.
So, I mean, because I think that's the only one then that they've done that would have been.
I think they did 1943.
Did they do it?
They did 1943 as well in 2009.
Oh. I didn't know they rehashed that. 1943 must not have sold very well.
I don't think it was very popular.
Because I've never heard of it.
But I think I prefer Battlefield. I don't like it in the past. I like, because there's no helicopters, there's less technology that you have. And so World War II is going to be better because there's better technology in World War II, but I prefer at least like Vietnam era because you got helicopters.
None of them do Vietnam era.
I think one did a DLC in Vietnam though.
Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops touched on Vietnam.
Yeah,
but it was like
I think Battlefield did a Vietnam
segment.
DLC. I'm gonna check.
Yeah, I'd like to see like one of them big cigars hanging out of someone's mouth. Lieutenant Dan somewhere off in the background.
Oh, there's actually a Battlefield Vietnam video game.
What?
In 2004.
What the hell? I guess Battlefield back then though was also mostly only PC.
Yeah.
And I've never been like a full PC guy.
Did you play Bad Company? The Bad Company games?
I hated the Bad Company games. I know most people like them. I hated them.
Just the stories are great.
Well, I was playing one of them, and like one dude starts talking about like finding his sister attractive or some weird shit.
I don't remember that.
It was like back and forth banter between two of the squad members as you're like walking around, and I was just like, "What? Am I really listening to this right now?"
I don't remember that, but I haven't played that game in so long. But those games are great.
They're opinion. Backwards compatible, I believe, on the Xbox One.
That's gonna be probably my favorite part on the Xbox One because like PlayStation now is trash. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Dude, I'll say this. I'm so happy that Xbox did the backwards compatibility that they did. Because, like, and that's the beautiful part is if you already own it digitally, it's there for you to download. It's not like you have to go rebuy it. You already own it. Like, I have so many backwards compatible games. I have the orange box on there, all that stuff. Didn't have to rebuy them. Or if you have the disc, it still works with the disc.
Yeah. That's going to be the best part. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of Xbox games because I've always been PlayStation. But
So
it's
if this is your first Xbox, there are 4 games you need to pick up right off the bat.
I have a 360. I got a 360 a year ago for the first time. But
These are the 4 you need to pick up though on the one.
Okay.
Halo 5.
I am game sharing with my cousin, so I'm gonna have that.
Okay. Gears of War 4.
Okay, I'm gonna get that because I played that with my friend when he had Xbox. So
It's
I'm
incredible.
For sure.
If you like the other Gears games, 4 is like the perfect Gears of War.
Yeah.
Cuphead.
I love that game. I'm gonna get that for sure.
You will hate your life while playing it. It is the Dark Souls of 2D platformers. And
the first time I played that, I tried to do it without shooting.
What?
Yeah, I almost beat the first level on the first like.
So you can't do that in the boss battles.
Okay.
You'll
I never got
have to
that
shoot
far.
those.
I only played for like an hour, but.
Oh, that game's nightmarishly hard. I rage quit like on a live stream.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's not good when I publicly rage quit. I do it like when I'm by myself and my son's watching, but like that's the only time, usually. And then the other one is Forza Horizon 3.
Not even Overwatch.
That's
It's multi-platform. These are exclusives.
But not that one.
So Horizon 3 is incredible, and there's a Hot Wheels DLC for it, where it's literally like Hot Wheels tracks.
That's cool.
It's awesome. So next up on our topic list is Google is racist. Sorry, YouTube. Please don't ban me.
This ring just shuts off.
Apparently, Google is being sued because they exclude Asians and white males from certain job categories, and they're being sued by an ex-employee who was told to not hire these categories of people for certain job listings because they had to diversify.
So it was white males and Asian males specifically?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Because they're the most hired in tech fields.
Ugh.
So all of a sudden now you have like not like diversity becoming racism.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're told like you need to hire people in more minority groups. They were literally told to throw out applications from anyone in these classes.
That's just stupid business practice. Because what if there's like an amazing person applying for your business?
I agree with you. I fully agree with you. For no means am I against you not hiring someone based on the color of their skin, but I'm really, really not for you not hiring someone based on the color of their skin.
It's crazy. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I wonder if they'll be successfully sued.
You would have to think so. Like, this is like affirmative action to the extreme.
Does affirmative action count for white people?
No. But that's why I'm saying this is affirmative action to the extreme. You are hiring only these minority groups. And I mean, that's like the hardest part. Like, I get they're getting called out, like, oh, why aren't you hiring enough women? And it's like, well, why are not enough women being interested in these tech fields? It's not our job to make them interested. Do whatever makes you happy in life. If that's not what makes you happy, don't get in that field.
Yeah, and at that point, you're going to end up hiring people who are less qualified. Like, if I was a business, I would only look at how good of a person they are, what they've done in the past. I wouldn't even care if they were a boy or girl, what they looked like. As long as they could get the job done to the best of their abilities, I would pick that.
Your qualifications should be the only thing that matters on your resume.
Yeah, qualifications and maybe criminal history, but
well, I mean, I would assume like if you had a felony or something, you're already probably not getting hired.
No.
And don't get me wrong, like, so I do agree with like second chances for felons too.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially if they're non-violent.
Right. I mean, it depends on what the felony was.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's like, pedophile, sure, no, I'm probably not hiring you. But it is what it is.
In fact, I'll dox them.
Yeah, let me get into your computer. You have to bring your computer with your resume so I can see what's on there. And if anything bad, I'm reporting you to the police. So Overwatch has a new character that they just teased and apparently is already available in the PTR or on PC. I don't think it's on console yet. Her name is Bridget. I don't know if you've ever played Overwatch much, but you know Torbjorn, the dwarf with the turrets?
Yeah.
This is his daughter.
Yeah.
But she's actually a normal-sized person. She's not a dwarf. And she's kind of more like Reinhardt, like she's a tank. She has a shield.
Yeah. She has like a little like thing too, I think. I saw some gameplay of her.
Looks like a mace.
Yeah, it's a mace. Yeah, it's like a melee weapon.
Yeah,
with a little bit of range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been mostly playing Skyrim over the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I've been taking this Chantix, like this anti-smoking drug, so like I'm kind of like my mood is on and off, and I feel depressed here and there, and so I've just been kind of soloing by myself in Skyrim.
Nice.
But Paladins is saying that Bridget was a copy of one of their characters, and to be fair, it looks a lot like the character they're saying. I don't know if you've seen the image.
No, I've seen them both, and in fact, I actually watched the video, and it's a guy, he is a Paladins YouTuber, and he always like debunks people when they try and say that Paladins is an Overwatch clone, they copied it. But, I mean, they look similar, and the Paladins, I think it was the Paladins dev, or lead dev or something, he was just joking, because like they got so much shit for copying Overwatch, you know, they went in development before Overwatch, and if you actually look, who made Paladins? One of the Hi-Rez's games from 2010, they have a character that looks exactly like what's the character in Overwatch that flies up in the air, like shoots you?
Farah.
Farah?
Yeah.
They look exactly alike.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
that was the first time I ever saw the whole, they're the same. Yeah,
so like, they didn't copy from each other. They have similar character designs, but
I don't think with you doing so it's got to be so hard, just like when you're making a similar style game, like even if you go and play Lawbreakers, some of the characters look the same. Lawbreakers had a poor, unfortunate fate.
I can look.
In the chat, one of Derek said that I sensed some backlash if it would have been Bridget the midget.
She's the opposite of a midget.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Bridget the midget was a famous midget porn star.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
now you do. It is what it is. She used to tour strip clubs too. The one near us actually used to have it up. Tonight only, Bridget the midget. That's literally what she goes by too.
Now playable in Overwatch.
Comes with a bonus video. I bet her backstory video would have been real good too.
She would have a melee weapon dildo as her weapon.
Oh, that would have been awesome. It's like Saints Row all over again.
Oh my god, I love Saints Row.
Saints Row 4 was really good too.
Yeah, I didn't beat it, but that was really fun.
Oh, did you do the Enter the Dominatrix DLC at least?
I only played the one where you're like the president of the United States, and I only played it for like 6 hours, but it was like some of the best. I was gonna go back to it, but I had to delete the game to like download Call of Duty or something.
All right, I'm probably gonna end up just live streaming this game again, but I had some footage up of the game. There's a part in the Enter the Dominatrix DLC where you get to ride a Velociraptor.
Oh wow!
And it sings you a song.
What the heck?
It's like a romantic song too.
What?
Yeah, it's really good. There's also a text-based mini game inside of that. Like it's a text game where you have to insult the dominatrix.
Is it kind of like Zork from Black Ops 1?
Kinda.
Okay.
but there's visuals to go along with it.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. It was probably because if you bought, so if you have it on the new consoles, if you have Saints Row 4 on the new consoles, it's already in there. Like it's already a part of that edition.
Yeah, I have it on PS4.
Nicholas Benet, I did see that Saints Row 5 is rumored. I don't know if that'll ever come true. Deep Silver.
Who makes Saints Row?
So it used to be the hell's their name? They went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Who just recently went out of business. Huge developer. Used to make the WWE games.
Wrong person.
Oh shit! Why can't I think of their name? It's not Acclaim. Acclaim made one of them, and then they got absorbed by Activision. They made that stupid U-Draw tablet too.
You have a phone.
THQ?
THQ, that was it.
Yeah.
So THQ made them, and then it got bought by Deep Silver, which is the people that made Dead Island and Dying Light. And that's it. That's all I got for you.
So did THQ make 4 then? Or did the newer companies make 4?
THQ made 4. The newer companies have not made anything with Saints Row. Or even with Metro. Because I believe Deep Silver also bought Metro. And they are making a new Metro game.
Metro 2033 and Metro Redux? I think isn't that what it's...
Metro Redux is 2033 and Metro Last Light.
Okay, yeah. Are those? Have you played those?
They're fantastic.
Yeah, because they were selling them super cheap on PSN.
Yes, they're always like $7 or $8.
Yeah.
If I were to rate those games on a scale of 1 to 10 for you, I would give you a 9 on the first Metro and a 9.5 on Last Light.
Yeah.
Do not play them on their hardest setting, though.
What kind of game is it?
So the first one's more like survival horror, but it's a first-person shooter. And then the second one's more like action horror.
Okay.
So, and I don't like, it's just the first one you're going to be a little more strapped for ammo than what you are in the second one.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I use survival horror more. And there are like these supernatural creatures you're going to be fighting in the first one.
Is it kind of like Fear then?
No.
No.
Think like Fallout, but you're only fighting death claws mostly.
Oh shit.
They're not as big as like death claws, but they're kind of similar.
Okay. I saw you beat that game too.
Yes.
That game's good. Really good.
Metro's also really good.
Yeah.
If you see them on sale for that, though, pick it up. It's worth every penny. Number 2 is weird because so loot crates, the ESRB is now going to be giving a rating system. Actually, I have a video recorded about this too, so we won't get too into this. But they will now be giving a rating to anything with digital purchases.
They're giving a rating?
Yes.
Or
like
I thought they're giving like a warning on the...
Yes, but it doesn't state if it's DLC, loot boxes. It's just one blanket warning.
Yeah, I think the ESRB should do it more because they're going to make it so the government has to come and regulate it. I'd much rather have them do it.
Well, and I mean, giving a warning like that's complete and utter bullshit, too, because when's the last time you've bought a game that didn't have some form of digital purpose or purchase?
I don't think I bought a game in forever that didn't have any sort of microtransaction.
Well, and that's the thing, is it's not just microtransactions. Season pass, extra story content, all of that's built right into this one warning. So it's going to be on every game.
The only... it's dumb. Because like the main issue is just microtransactions for people. Not really that many people give that much of a crap about like season passes. Some people do, but people hate micro.
I'm not even against microtransactions. As long as they're purely cosmetics, I don't care. And I mean, I get where some people are like, oh, well, you shouldn't pay for them. Like, look at Overwatch. You can earn all of that stuff without paying for it, or you can pay for it to get it quicker. I pay for it because I want some of the special edition skins during the holidays. And that's fine because they're giving me extra characters for free. They're giving me the maps for free. I'll give them extra money if they're going to continue to support the game like that.
Yeah, Overwatch has a really good microtransaction system, but was it EA with Battlefront 2? Theirs is trash, and then Call of Duty's been getting a lot better though. They're like now they don't have it. Now they have it so that you get all the new weapons for free, but they make different variants of it, and you can still see pretty easily and buy them. And the variants just have a different camo, and they can give you between like 10 and 20% extra XP like per kill.
To be fair,
So
I've never bought or one of the ones from Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't buy a supply drop in Call. I've earned like everything.
Well,
yeah, Call of Duty used to be pretty bad, but it's a lot better now.
And that's kind of the way that like Rainbow Six is too. Like you pay for every year's operators. So I pay $30 every year to get all the operators they release. You can buy the loot boxes, or you can just go buy the items outright, or you can just earn loot boxes at a normal rate. Like that's fair.
Yeah.
I've never bought a loot box in Rainbow Six, and I play a lot of Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I don't really buy. The one time I buy loot boxes is when somebody gives me a PSN gift card. I never spent any of my own like money on it, but
I did a huge mass loot box opening for Overwatch on a stream once. I think I spent like $30 on loot boxes.
Dude, people like so Black Ops 3, the game was over a year and a half old, and they added a gun into the game.
What?
They added the Galil. And you remember the Galil from Black Ops 1?
Mm-hmm.
They added that into Black Ops 3. And a streamer did a supply drop opening, and he spent over $1,000 on supply drops and still didn't get the gun.
So this is like my main thing. I hate when people compare it to gambling because it's not.
Oh yeah, it's not. No.
Because gambling, if I lose, I get nothing. In these, you're still getting something. It just might not have been what the hell you wanted.
Yeah, and plus you can earn it without spending anything.
Right. And I get it where some people just instantly can't control themselves and just start buying it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Self-control is a tough thing to learn. I've smoked for 15 years, so I get it. But never had a gambling problem.
And like if people say they don't want kids to get addicted to microtransactions, but that's more on the parents. Know what your kid's doing in games, because at this point, if I was like the same age as these kids, my parents would never let me participate in that.
I think your issue though nowadays is so many parents don't understand all of the technology.
Yeah. But even then, like people that like kids steal their parents' credit cards.
Oh, I would have gotten my ass beat so fast for that.
I don't even want to know. Like, I wouldn't have got my ass beat, but I would have been grounded for so long. I guarantee my parents would have sold my PlayStation or whatever. Like, these kids, like, they do it and then they get caught, and their parents just don't do anything.
Look, my mom is like a 5'2" tiny little Italian woman. She scares the shit out of me when she's mad. There are two people in this world that scare me. One is my wife, and the other's my mother. My wife's a ginger, and she has like a fiery temper. Most ginger women tend to. Next up on the list is Bethesda was rated the #1 publisher for this year. They based that over average Metascore rating. So Bethesda beat out Nintendo for this year to have the highest Metascore rating.
What games did Bethesda release?
Evil Within 2, Prey, Wolfenstein 2, Dishonored 2, Death of the Outsider, Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, and then Skyrim for the Switch. keep in mind, one of those didn't get a great review either. I don't
Really?
remember which one. It wasn't
Hmm.
Skyrim, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Skyrim will never get a bad review, fortunately for Skyrim.
Well, I mean, it's such a popular game that.
I mean, I think everyone's heard of Skyrim at this point.
Yeah, everybody.
I used to make fun, because I didn't even pre-order Skyrim. I didn't think I'd get that into it. But I
Really?
used to like Oblivion, I liked Morrowind, and then I became obsessed with Skyrim. And I didn't pre-order it, but when I was working at GameStop when it came out, and I would always sit there and I'd be like, I'd purposely say it wrong to piss off the fanboys. I'd be like, yeah, are you here to pick up Skyrim?
Oh, God.
It was funny. Like, every one of them would like sit there and go, you mean Skyrim? And it's like, no, Skyrim. It's called Skyrim. I know how to speak.
That's funny.
Making kids angry at GameStop, like by telling their parent everything that was in a violent video game or intentionally upsetting someone who's clearly too fanboy, was always like the highlight of your day.
Back when I was in middle school, a dude from GameStop almost ruined my potential to get rated in video games because I was with my mom at GameStop and we were getting a rated M game. I can't remember which one. And my mom's like, so is Call of Duty that bad for kids? And the dude's like, it's the worst game for kids. You should never let anybody under 17 play it. I'm just like, okay, you are a dipshit. I literally said he's an idiot, like, to his face. If he thinks Call of Duty, like, GTA is obviously a lot worse than Call of Duty. And he's saying Call of Duty is the worst game out there for your kids to play. I'm just like, well, I will show you Call of Duty when we get home. It is not bad at all. Like, I was in... Like, she was like, okay, well, after he said that, she's like, oh, we're going to return Call of Duty right now. I'm like, no, Mom, no. And it's like, that dude, I was so mad. I hated that dude who worked at GameStop. He always screwed.
Dude, we'd always have, like, the kids, because I worked there when GTA 5 came out, too. And GTA 5 easily pushes, like, every boundary that a parent would probably have.
Uh-huh.
And kids would always come and they'd be like, Mom, there's nothing that bad in it. And I'd be like, oh, really? There's an anal sex scene in it. And I'd say that right to the parent. And the parent would always like look at the kid and go, excuse me? You knew this was in there? And it's like, yeah, you're screwed now, buddy.
I had to go to a mom and pop store to buy a GTA back when I was a kid because GameStop wouldn't sell it to me, but the mom and pop store would.
Well, that's because they're not legally required to card you. So you can go into any mom and pop.
Why is GameStop? Why does GameStop legally have to?
They don't legally have to.
Oh,
it's the company's policy.
Company. Oh, okay.
So and the employee can get in trouble for selling it to you. Walmart also follows it. I don't know if Target does, but it's sort of like the movie ratings. Like legally, they don't have to not sell you a mature rated game. That's not a legal thing.
It just looks good.
Yeah, it's same concept. I don't know. But don't get me wrong. Like, depending on the game, like if the kid came in going, "Oh, let me get Halo," there were certain parents that'd be like, "You can only get T14," and I'd be like, normally I could pitch the parent into getting the kid Halo. Like, here you go. At least you can go home and play something online that's not like shooting a Nerf gun at someone.
My parents were strict at first with video games. When they got me a PS2 for my birthday, and it came with an ATV game and Ratchet and Clank. and Ratchet and Clank was rated T for teen. But since I was 10, at first my parents had to watch me play it. And after they watched it for free, I was like, how is this for teenagers only? Because Ratchet and Clank's not even that bad. Like, yeah, you can just play this game whenever you want.
So my mom had like no idea. And I remember this Christmas, the N64 came out. I was under the tree. Santa brought me the N64. I was that kid screaming like crazy on YouTube about it. And she got me a couple of games. One of them was Mortal Kombat Gold, which was a launch title. And my family is like super religious. Like I went to Catholic schools my whole life. And my mom didn't really have a problem because I played Mortal Kombat at my dad's because my parents were divorced and my dad would always get me the shit my family would normally be bothered by. And I was playing Mortal Kombat. I almost said booted up, but I wouldn't really call it booted up back then.
Yeah.
And my aunt flipped her shit, not because of the violence in Mortal Kombat, but because a man was allowed to hit a woman in it.
Oh my god.
If it would have just been all guys, she would have been fine. But because a man was allowed to hit a woman, that tells you how much times have changed.
Yeah.
That's what did it back then.
That's crazy. That's funny.
Third wave feminism would be so mad to hear that. Next up on the topic list, Tony Hawk is no longer working with Activision on the Tony Hawk series.
Thank God Activision Activision already ruined Tony Hawk, they ruined Guitar Hero.
Are you ready? Ready for the real kicker?
What?
Tony Hawk doesn't own the rights to the Tony Hawk series. Activision does.
Yeah, I know.
So they can still make them with his name.
Didn't they specifically, it was like stated Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, so they can still use his name. They own the rights to it.
Can he make his own like Tony Hawk different title besides Pro Skater?
Nope. It's sort of like how EA technically owned, I think they owned the rights to Tiger Woods golf. Like Tiger Woods wouldn't have been, well, not that anyone would have signed him to a golf game after what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, golf's kind of a respectable sport, and he ruined that. That's like the first time I ever heard of a scandal with a golfer, though. Next up on the list, Netflix will be doing a Witcher TV series.
I've only seen people live stream The Witcher, but just from people live streaming it, I want to see that.
How are you missing these awesome RPGs?
No, I saw like on PSN store, it was on sale for like $12. I can't remember when, and then like, okay, I'm gonna go watch a live stream, and the next day I watched like a 4-hour live stream. Like, oh, this seems sick. Go back to the store, and now it's like $50. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna buy it now because the sale ended literally the next day, and I didn't know it.
Okay,
for that game.
Right now, if you sign on to PSN, I believe The Witcher 3 Complete Edition, which comes with all of the expansions, the 2 expansions that they did, both expansions are like 30+ hours.
Oh, wow.
But the base game and both expansions, and keep in mind, it's PS4 Pro Enhanced, so it is 4K, and they're about to add HDR support to it, is $20.
Holy crap.
That's cheaper than when I bought it.
I wonder if I have room on my console. I might have to get a bigger external hard drive. I only have 1 terabyte external.
Witcher 3 and Skyrim are 2 of the greatest RPGs I've ever played in my life.
Really?
Yes, and I've played a lot of RPGs.
How does Fallout 4 compare to Witcher? Is Witcher better than Fallout 4?
Yes.
Like, is it close, or is it like...
So if I gave you a ranking, like if I were ranking my top 5 RPGs, Skyrim would be 1, Witcher 3 would be 2, and I mean that's close. Like that's a really close one right there. Fallout 4 would be next.
Okay.
Then right behind Fallout 4 would be Fallout 3, because I loved 3.
Fallout 3 is great, yeah.
Especially when you have Liam Neeson as a voice actor. Like, you already have me sold just by having him in it. I really didn't think far enough ahead to put a number 5, but I think you get the point.
I think just from what I've seen live streams and after playing Morrowind for a bit, I think I like Witcher better than Skyrim.
So Skyrim's more do whatever the hell you want. Witcher is still very, you get to make choices, but it's a little more, here's the paths to follow. Okay. I mean, in Skyrim, I can place a fucking bucket over someone's head, and I can steal right in front of them because they can't see it because the bucket's over their head. But in Witcher, you don't really have that kind of capability. But they're both beautiful, awesome, crafted stories. You do get plenty of direction on what you want to do. So, I mean, they're both really good.
Yeah.
And they're both Western RPGs.
Okay. I'll probably get both of them eventually. I'll probably get Witcher first just because...
$20.
I think I'd like it more, too. But...
It has the best video game sex scenes.
Oh, God.
Like, bar none. Like, none other compared. There is a sex scene on a unicorn.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they took it, like, to a whole new level. They're not raunchy
friendly.
either. Like they're tastefully done.
Oh, okay.
And then last on my news list, Shenmue 3 screenshots were released. Everyone calm down. I know everyone remembers what Shenmue was. Probably not. Actually, me and him were talking about it earlier. He briefly remembers playing it a bit on the Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
Shenmue was a groundbreaking game for its time. It was the first game where you had day and night cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first game that had NPCs that went about their own daily business.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty big.
Yeah. So, like, NPCs would be doing, like, their own thing. And it would be scheduled. Like, you could actually find them doing this thing, like, every day at this time normally.
That's cool.
Which is, I mean, that's common now. Like, now that's all normal practice. But at the time when Shenmue did these were all, like, huge, innovative things. There's something about its weather cycle, too, but I don't remember what it had to do with the weather cycle.
So it's just Shenmue 3 then?
Yeah, it was actually crowdfunded.
Wow.
Right?
Is it PS4 exclusive or?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I would. Well, so if it's crowdfunded, they might be bringing it to PC too.
Oh, okay.
I really didn't look too far into that, but and no, Cody, it is not the Dolphin game. That's Echo the Dolphin.
Oh, Echo. I remember that game.
That was. So you probably never made it far enough into the game, but that game takes some really bizarre twists.
Really?
If you never played it, just catch everyone up here. Echo the Dolphin is a dolphin. You are looking for his dolphin family and friends. And aliens are involved. Most of you didn't know this, but yeah, it's aliens. It also had a sequel called Echo the Dolphin Tides of Time, where he actually time travels.
Jesus.
Yeah, Echo was really intense. That dolphin did some crazy shit.
Did you ever play Time Splitters?
No. I know. I hear that game's really good too.
And it's a crowdfunded remaster coming out.
Have you played Psychonauts?
Yes, I have them on PS4.
Okay, I was gonna say
I've yet to try it again on PS4, but I did play it on PS2 back in the day a lot.
Say I played it on Xbox original.
Okay.
But it was, I mean, that's another one of those games that's like huge. Well, Cody, so Echo wasn't Dreamcast. Echo was Sega Genesis. They did make an Echo game for the Dreamcast, but it is very, very not well received. It's not bad. It's just critically it was not well received. But I mean, there's a lot of games like when you look back at like the shit I grew up playing, most of it probably wouldn't succeed if it came out nowadays.
I can see that.
I mean, there was some platformer they just redid. Like it had a sequel, and it wasn't really that big. Like it was probably like a 7 out of 10 game back in the day. It never really like took off, and it did terribly. Like it is a terribly reviewed game for the revival. I can't remember what it was.
Like Banjo-Kazooie?
No. Because Yooka-Laylee didn't get good reviews either.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be Banjo-Kazooie's spiritual successor.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is. It's digital only. You can only buy this game digitally. I've seen it on Xbox's marketplace. I don't know if it's actually on PlayStation Store.
That's an old platformer.
Yeah. It's like...
what do you play as?
It might be like Bonk? I think it's like a cat.
I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name, but I've seen that on the PlayStation Store.
It did not. It was very poorly received.
Yeah.
Like no one talked about it. No YouTubers covered it. Like the only video I can find on it are hate videos.
That's not a good sign.
No. If there's not a single person going, yeah, I really liked this weird game. And trust me, I like my share of bad games. Like, my favorite bad game that people hate is Naughty Bear.
Oh, I have heard. I remember reading like a Game Informer magazine and seeing that in there.
You're a serial killing teddy bear. I was the only person that pre-ordered it in my whole district at GameStop. I was the only
Oh
person
wow.
that pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered it simply because I saw the game and I was like, "Oh, this looks really cool." Because the teddy bear starts serial killing people because he's not invited to another teddy bear's birthday.
Oh my god.
And I mean like gruesomely serial killing. Like you set up traps, you can scare other bears into killing themselves.
Holy crap! This is a sadistic game.
And you get points for the more creatively you kill every bear in the level. And like the vampire bears want to suck your fluff.
I bet somebody accidentally bought that for their child.
Dude, I used to pitch it to kids for their child. It was rated T for teen.
Oh my god.
And it came out on my birthday. That is the reason why I bought it.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like one of my favorite games ever since.
I can't think of any bad games I like.
The bears will also try to rush to the phone to call the cops.
Oh, say to get them in time or something like that?
Well, if they call the cops, there'll be a police bear that'll show up. And he's armed with a gun. And it's really hard. So, like, you have to be really crafty to take him down.
Really?
And there's, like, you can set up bear traps, and it'll injure them, and then they'll, like, try to limp away. And then you can scare... Oh, it's so good. It's such a demented game.
Doesn't sound like that bad of a game.
It actually had a sequel, too. But
Really?
the sequel was digital only.
Oh.
And it was called Naughty Bear Trouble in Paradise. It was good, not as good as the first one. The first one had more story to it. And it's narrated like a storybook. And it's a British guy reading it, and it'll be like, well, what are you going to do, Naughty?
That's funny.
Oh,
that's perfect.
Yes. If I ever choose to buy a PS3 again, I need to see if it's on PS Now. I can pay for PS Now for 1 month to stream that game.
Oh, PS Now is so bad.
Is it hard to run? I hear that it's rough on your internet.
Like, you have to have pretty good internet to even use it. Like, I had decent internet, and it only worked half the time.
So I have 500 megs down. And
it should be able to work.
I have 50 up.
Okay, on 30, for me, it only worked half the time. And when it worked, it was, like, laggy and buggy.
Okay.
You have to have, for you, 30 to 50 would probably be okay, but...
Well, see, then the other question is, would I be able to stream it at the same time? Or am I going to have to just take chunks of video and make, like, a Let's Play?
Well, I guess, I mean... I don't know.
You can't live stream with PS Now?
I don't know if you can.
No, Shadow Realm, he's actually one of my moderators. He also has a channel as well. If you never checked out Shadow Realm Fox. He does mostly anime games.
Oh.
So you guys would probably get along real well.
I have an anime game, J-Stars Victory Plus, sitting down right there.
He's actually from Ireland too.
Oh.
But can you record PS Now then? If I can get footage of Naughty Bear, I would still be happy.
I think you can stream through PS Now.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Maybe you can't.
Maybe it's just your internet has to be like that good.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's gonna be hard to stream on 30, just stream the game and play it. Stream to PlayStation broadcast on top of that, it's probably gonna be crazy.
Oh shit! You can't even use the built-in capture. You have to use a capture. I have a capture card, so I can do it. It's just gonna be a pain in my butt to do.
Dang, that is annoying.
Yeah. All right. That was all topics I have though for the night. So
sweet.
Guys, this is Broku72. Again, if you wanna follow him, you can do so here on YouTube. He's got some pretty sweet Dragon Ball Z videos. Trying to get him to watch Gundam Wing.
I will eventually.
Oh, you'll like it. It's really good. It used to be on Toonami at the same time as Dragon Ball Z back when I was a kid.
I think I probably caught a few episodes. I remember watching some Gundam stuff. Like, it was either before Dragon Ball came out or after it came out. I watched some of it.
Dragon Ball Z had an extremely short run. but it's easily the best. Not Dragon Ball Z. Gundam Wing had an extremely short
I was
run.
gonna say, Dragon Ball Z is like shorter run.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z had an extremely long run.
Yeah, 290 episodes.
Yeah, this is like a mini series comparatively.
Okay.
So. But guys, enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you all hopefully here soon. Tomorrow, me and my wife are going to get a professional massage, maybe go to the shooting range and have a nice dinner. So, Broku, it was a pleasure having you on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, dude. It was great.
I'm sure you'll enjoy tomorrow's meme of the day.
I hope I will.
All right, let me go ahead and cut this off here.